So let's have a look at the IncarnONs themselves and how they perform in combat. I just love this Equinox Deluxe skin, by the way. Yeah, these are actually some of my favorite IncarnONs. They're really powerful if you know how to use them, and they can seem pretty dog shit if you don't. So first we'll go over the Anku, Prisma Gorgon, and Synoid Gammacor because they get a bad reputation, but with this little Equinox build, with Terrify, they are insane. The Anku is actually really good even without any armor stripping because you get guaranteed slash procs when you land slide attacks. Slide attacks. It's the slide effect. Okay, enough talk, more action. We're gonna sleep them all, terrify them, and okay, I really didn't need to do that for the Anku. Like I said, it slash procs go through armor, but there you go. It's a really crazy scythe, so good. Let's actually show again without armor strip what it does. Guaranteed slash procs, 1 heavy attack, and they're all bleeding to hell. 2 heavy attacks and they're dead. So we just hit 2 million on an armored target with the Anku. Tell me it's not good. Instant death from the first slash proc. Yeah, that's Anku. Let's see Synoid Gammacor in action. This is way more niche, I would say. You do need to armor strip to do real damage. You do decent damage without. The cold is from its innate Incarnon effect. Sleep. Yeah, it's really not bad. But once you do this, you start one-shotting, like two-shotting. And it actually fires pretty quickly. Two grenades, kaboom. Let's have a look at the Prisma Gorgon, kind of the same thing, and you do need armor strip, to be honest, to make it good, to make it really shine. There is also a special augment. Has a bit of recoil. Like I said, without armor strip, kind of bad damage. With, very nice. And yeah, you can land some headshots for orange and red crits. So that's the first 3 weapons on the list. Now let's show, with our homeboy Chromie Prime, the Boar. Let's show Boar, and Prisma Angstrum. So we won't buff the damage at first because these are really good in nearly any situation. We'll just buff Chroma's survivability a bit. I get knocked down. Oof, ouch. Okay, thankfully our pet gave us a armor strip right there. And we have Magus Melt for some armor reduction. Maybe we can resurrect ourselves, even against heavy gunners. Not looking good though. Nope. Not gonna happen. Okay, got a little overconfident on the Chroma. Need to crowd control these guys. They do heavy damage. I do really like the glaive though, it does some decent damage. Okay. So, focus, get some headshots, charge up its Incarnon. We want to show its damage unbuffed. The thing is, it like shoots through walls. It's really nice, and it auto aims. Seeing this, guys? It's shooting through walls, killing enemies with slash and heat procs. And yes, both slash and heat also have their own form of crowd control. So makes enemies a lot less scary. And I'm aiming like over here, and it's still hitting them. And then it chains to an enemy behind a wall. Yeah, and through a wall. Let's actually show you what it can do buffed though, because it's really fun. Don't even have to aim and just start melting everything. Chill behind the pillar here, and the group gets melted anyway. Oh yeah, we didn't... So our armor was buffed, but chroma... on Boar. Let's see it one more time. Pretty quick Incarnon charge, I'd say. And yeah, auto-aiming, auto-chaining, chains to up to 7 targets. It's the lazy man's turret. It can't really compete with turret and now Tenet Glaxion, because you can get headshots with those, like damage-wise. But if you're attacking targets that don't have insane armor and don't have insane health pools, then this thing totally shreds and melts, and you don't even have to aim. So that's its niche. That's what the Borid. That's what the Boar Prime Incarnon is good for. You can also put it on the Boar Wraith. I think that exists. I don't have it, but yeah, I would advise getting the Boar Prime. It's vaulted and a bit expensive, but has some nice stats. Does some good damage. These are the Incarnon evolutions. Fast reload speed, nice crit chance, nice crit damage. The punch through effect only activates once you have 450 armor or higher. And let's move on to the Prisma Angstrum. It combos really well with very high energy frames, has good reload speed, has good crit chance, crit damage, and yeah, here's the build. Viral heat I found to be really nice. You can also go for corrosive, of course, but I found the sheer damage output and like 50% armor reduction is basically enough. And then you use an armor strip frame for higher level missions. Or so the Prisma Angstrum combos really well with frames that can either slow or crowd control. Extremely good pairing with Nezha because of Divine Spears. Let's take a look at that. Get CC'd, bros, and then 2 shots and it's charged up. So the ricochet goes to every enemy, and then once they come off the Divine Spears, they all take the damage that they've all been taken. We can slam them early and they're dead. Yeah, Prisma. But Ash with Satar's Whisper makes the Prisma Angstrum and his Seeking Shuriken, if you have it, the augment for it, right? So it makes it go absolutely nuts. Like once you start killing a few with Seeking Shuriken, it's hard to go back. Like, just annihilates them. And you can do that to the ghosts in Void Cascade, the Thrax. I mean, with AoE armor strip, it's then even more insane, but the single target, like Zatar's Whisper multi-shot combo, like it has a bullet attractor. Let's just fire 1 shot. It hits them over and over again because of the ricochet, and they just die so fast. That's without even armor stripping. You seeing that? Crazy. In the order that we went through them, so I think it was Boar and Anku first. Okay, disclaimer, I have a Riven that's pretty nice that gets me some extra punch through, reload speed, and damage. The main damage though is coming from Viral and Hunter munitions. Critical decel is a must-have for the insane amount of crit chance it gives you. Slightly lower fire rate, but yeah, really, really good. You could even use, because it is a shotgun Vendetta for crazy multi-shot and reload speed. You definitely would not need a Riven then. This was essentially without an Arcane active because we didn't have any melee kills beforehand. So I even made Boar Incarnon look underpowered. It would be doing another 3.6 times damage you saw. Build is really simple, just those galvanized mods, hunter munitions, viral, and crit. You do also want galvanized acceleration in optimal cases, or at least fatal acceleration for more projectile beam length. Next up, the Anku. Oh yeah, did I show you the evolutions? These are the ones. Fortress Salvo, Ready Retaliation, Critical Parallel. Anku, look, like I said, very good scythe. You get insane amounts of range. This is just primed reach, and once you activate it, it goes up to 9 meters essentially. Guaranteed slash procs. Edge of Justice, really good. Crazy amount of attack speed. You don't even need an attack speed mod. Standoff, definitely use this one, unless you're Naramon for whatever crazy reason. But yeah, use standoff, and then when you're firing your normal weapons, the combo counter never fades. Absolute Valor, in my opinion, the kind of the must-have, but yeah, I'd say it's the must-have because you're gonna put Weeping Wounds on anyway. You just want really high crit chance, really high base crit chance, and here's the mod. Config, Blood Rush, Weeping Wounds, Primed Reach, very important. You could even put Gladiator instead of Organ Shatteron. I just like this here because then you get not only some heavy attack efficiency through Focus Radon, but you get fast heavy attack wind-up speed, so it's like almost a quarter of a second. This is confusing, but yeah. Viral, definitely use Viral on Anku because you're bypassing armor with Slash, and Viral increases Slash then. Exposure also, because as the arcane of choice, you could put Melee Animosity in theory to get insanely huge heavy attacks, but I've just chosen Exposure because it's always active, low maintenance, and on those slide attacks and heavy attacks, then the Slash is buffed because it's guaranteed, so really, really good. Yeah. Did get a totally crazy Riven, and I even bought this one because I wanted to see, can I make this thing do hundreds of millions of damage? You can. Yeah, these are the evolutions. Huntress Mantra, really nice with a channeled ability active. With Equinox, Mend and Maim, you almost always have a channeled ability active. Then you get a bit of punch through, some accuracy. Otherwise, you can also just opt for Hoplite Virtue. Neither of these really do that much, but yeah, the +3 punch through is the best choice here. Rapid Reinforcement, Reload Speed, and Incarnon Transform. Absolute Valor for guaranteed crits is necessary. And here's the mods that you want to pick. That's the Prisma Gorgon, Synoid Gammacor. It applies guaranteed cold procs and groups enemies up. The range isn't huge on the group up. I'd say it's about 7 meters or something like that, maybe 10, most 10. Get a bit of multi-shot with the channeled ability active. This isn't really very good. Moonrise Velocity, in my opinion, the best transformation. Evolved Autoload are also kind of nice, and Critical Parallel for almost guaranteed crits. You can also go Hybrid or Status. Would not recommend that at all. You want to use this as a grenade launcher, as a nuke. Very nice if you use it that way. Also has a great passive effect. Entropy grants you a lot of energy and a huge increase to your energy cap for 30 seconds. Nukes with a magnetic explosion, and the affinity bar fills pretty quickly. Cascadia Flare, or just the Merciless Dexterity combo, those are all really good as well. If you want to do next level crits, I have a whole other guide and video on that. Secondary Outburst with a fast charging melee will make you do red crits with this thing and turn this grenade launcher into a beast. Crazy. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed this week's IncarnONs and some matching frames with them. In case you do want to see the Warframe mods, here's what I'm using on Ash. Really, really good. And here's what I'm using on Equinox. Subsume is over her 3. I found that was the best